All right, cool. Well, I'll just go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to the bi-weekly community development call, as we like to call it, Regen Network. I am Dan, the community manager for Regen Network, and it is the 10th of November, 2021. I don't know about you guys, but this year has been flying by. So I can't believe it's already almost halfway through November. It's insane. I guess time flies when you're having fun, right? Okay, cool. So I guess it's not really next steps, but yeah, let's go ahead and talk about kind of the main thing that's at least been going on in my mind. Something very important, this Region Ledger V 2.0 upgrade. So basically, we are roughly 5 days away from the vote passing, which means we are about 7 days from the upgrade actually happening. There won't be a call between now and then, so I just want to make sure that everybody has this information. So of course the upgrade documentation is released, and you can view that on our docs website at docs.regen.network. If you just scroll down in the sidebar there, you'll be able to find the upgrade instructions themselves. Ryan was kind enough to write an amazing blog, the Eco Credit blog post, which you can find on our Medium page at this link here. If somebody wants to post that in the chat for folks, that would be awesome. And the proposal itself, so the Region Ledger upgrade proposal is passing. We've already reached quorum, and we're about roughly 50%. Thank you for that. We're about 50% of the way through participation. So let's get some more votes in there. This so far has been actually the least participated vote. So like if you haven't voted yet, please get out there, do your duties as a stakeholder, and get your vote on. I think it's probably due to the fact that we did have the signaling proposal already, which had, I think, almost 70% voter turnout. So it's almost redundant in my mind, but that's the process we wanted to follow. The Redwood Testnet upgrade was successful. We just did that a few days ago. That was on Saturday night, so yeah, about five days ago. So the next steps are actually, once this all upgrades and we're rocking on V 2.0, it's going to be the allow list proposal. So as you guys know, in order to be a credit class creator and all that kind of stuff, you're going to need to become part of this allow list, and I think R&D is also going through that process as well. So we're not just barreling through and putting ourselves on there. We're actually going to be asking for the community to vote on us being part of the allow list. So let's talk about the Redwood upgrade a little bit. So as I mentioned, it happened about 5 days ago. It was a success. There weren't that many validators participating. Myself, Vitwit, a couple others that might actually be in this call. Sorry, I don't 100% remember who exactly it was, but I thank you for that. And I actually sent folks some tokens for participating in the upgrade. So again, thank you for those that participated. So we did run into a couple of challenges that you guys might want to be aware of. We made a mistake and miscalculated the upgrade height, which there was a couple of mistakes. We had decided on doing it on Friday, and actually we were calculating it for Saturday, but then because of the discrepancy, it actually happened at like 1:30 a.m. on Saturday, and that's Pacific time. So it happened 10 and a half hours earlier than expected. Now we've double checked and triple checked and quadruple checked the upgrade height for mainnet, and a couple of the community members actually allowed us to use a script to find the exact date for that. So I think we're going to be about roughly half hour to an hour off of the time that's written in the proposal itself, which of course is expected. It's block time, so things vary over a period of 2 weeks. Worst case scenario, if Redwood was any indicator of what is happening, um, it'll be 10 and a half hours early. I honestly don't anticipate that happening. We've used a couple of different scripts. Ryan and I sat down for like a half an hour and went over it again. So I think that we should be spot on for, I guess I should have put it here. The block height is definitely going to be the same, but that's for mainnet. We'll talk about that in a second. So that was one of the challenges that we experienced. We also had some slight user error with setting up Cosmo Visor. I'm guilty of this myself, and I actually didn't so because of the way that the proposal was submitted, we actually have to download the binary. As most of you know, we have to download the binary manually and then move it into the proper folder. Well, I created the folder, but I didn't actually move the binary into it. So when the upgrade happened, Cosmo Visor was unable to find the Ledger 2.0 binary. That's fine. In my case, I just manually did it. I shut down Cosmo Visor and I switched over the binary to 2.0 and then used my previous service to start up. So I'm running my regular Regen service and I'm currently not running Cosmo Visor because of that. But it was quick. We were up and moving in less, like it was like a minute. So there was another validator had used the incorrect version of Cosmo Visor. So again, just make sure that you guys are following the instructions properly. Don't pull a Dan. During mainnet, I will try to do this properly. Thank you for posting those links, guys. That's really helpful. But overall, I would say that the upgrade was a success. And again, it only halted for about a minute or so, is my guess. I mean, I was, of course, coding away on the CLI. And one thing to note, I should have put this in the slide, but also you want to make sure that you upgrade Go to the latest version, which is 1.17, I believe. So make sure that you do that ahead of time. I've posted a script that I found in the validator channel. I'll post that again over the next few days for anybody who wants to use it. It was super easy. I just cloned the repo and I ran the script and it was like 10 seconds and now I had the latest version of Go. So that was actually really helpful because sometimes setting up some of these dependencies can be a bit of a pain. So I'll post that on Discord for you guys. I'm having all of these notifications popping up. Okay, so mainnet upgrade. Let's talk about that. So again, proposal number 5 is now in the voting period, and there's only 5 days to vote. So get out there, vote, vote, vote. Please do it if you haven't done so yet. It's really important. I think that, a public chain with decentralization, it's our chain. A lot of people, and this is kind of an aside, but a lot of people ask me, what's R&D gonna do? Maybe this is a good partner for R&D, and that's great that you guys believe in us, but this is your chain. This is Regen Network is a public chain. So I'm a validator. I'm a community member. Sure, I work for R&D, but it's my chain. It's Will's chain. It's Paul's. It's your chain. So I just want you to keep that in mind. That I mean, it's a fantastic thing, and it's a fairly new concept when I try to explain it to people in the wild out here. they don't understand. And it's hard to wrap your head around something, you know, as magnificent as Regen Ledger changing the world, but it belongs to the world. You know, it's incredible. So I get goosebumps talking about that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was just an aside. So again, you can find the instructions in our documentation. There's the link. It should be posted in the chat already. And these instructions there's three kind of sections included in the instructions. Thank you for that, Ryan. So basically, if you already have Cosmo Visor installed, there's instructions for that. Make sure you're using the right version and make sure that you have the proper version of Go installed. It's not going to work if you don't. Then there's a section, if you don't already have Cosmo Visor installed, that's the instructions that I actually had to use. Make sure you follow the steps so you do this properly and don't pull a Dan. And then there's the manual upgrade, which of course we don't recommend. We want people to use Cosmo Visor. It is actually really nice. They've done a lot of updates and a lot of upgrades, and it really works really well if you follow the instructions. It works really good. But if all else fails, I know some people aren't comfortable with that, and I've seen people in the chat actually wanting to do the manual upgrade. Those instructions are there for you too. And it's pretty easy. It really is just a matter of switching out that binary, and you're off to the races. So the upgrade will happen at block 3003343. And when I was looking at this morning, would have been neat to have it all threes. I like threes. I like triangles. So please set up your machines ahead of time. Don't wait until the last minute to do this. If you're using Cosmo Visor, please set it up ahead of time. Let's be a shining example for the community on how you do a public upgrade. You know, we had massive success with our launch. Let's continue to get straight A's on this. So, and of course, reach out to me or anybody, Ryan, or anybody on the team. You know, just tag us and we can try to help you through this. To reiterate, I guess I should have put this in the ongoing section. I created a new section for us, but Hambach and Redwood are live. Like I mentioned, Redwood is now version 2.0, and Hambach has been version 2.0 with experimental flags enabled. So get out there, play around with it. I know that some people already are, so that's really awesome. In fact, if you're already playing around with Hambach or Redwood, let us know. Pop in the Discord and be like, hey, I'm playing around with it. If you've discovered stuff, you know, maybe some challenges or something that you really like about it, let us know. Let us know. Let's share that with the world. So here's our market data. The Regen liquidity, of course, on osmosis to begin with is roughly 26 million. That's both pairs that we have on there, the Atom Regen and Osmo Regen pair. The Gravity Dex / Emaris liquidity is roughly $8 million. On SIF chain, I found it was 1.3 million dollars, and for our 24-hour trading volume, which is down today quite a bit, it seems, but I need to start doing the average because this was just yesterday. It's not really reflective of what's going on, but it's about 317,000. So people are trading, and it's pretty exciting. So this is kind of the new section that I've been doing. I know I've been doing a lot of recaps in the past, and I wanted to kind of continue to do that. So some of the ongoing stuff that we have right now is this DAO to DAO transaction. You can read about it in the forum. Basically, it's the regen from the Cosmos ecosystem allocation to the Osmosis community pool. That way you're getting regen rewards too. There is a Commonwealth convo on the Osmosis forum via that link there. I need to become more familiar with this. Sorry, guys. So then the next steps are the same. Transfer support. The transfer will be supported by the Osmosis development team. Governance proposal will be happening about the fund's usage on Osmosis. So get out there, get to the Commonwealth Osmosis Forum and speak up. I'm not sure on a timeline on this, but I will reach out and find out. Hopefully that'll happen real soon. TM. Forum upgrades. So, oh yeah, so I just wanted to again, the Commonwealth team, as everybody knows, Lisbon was happening and everybody's been over there, and it sounds like everybody had an amazing time and some great networking was happening. So I don't fault anybody at being a little bit late on this. But we're still in talks with Commonwealth to see if integrating our forum on there is the best fit for us. I personally think it is. When I first was introduced to the platform via this meeting that we had with them, that Will from the foundation actually was part of and set up for us. Thank you for that, Will. I fell in love with it immediately. It's you interact with Kepler. I mean, it's cool. It's really cool. If you guys haven't been on there yet, check it out. So again, it's easy so we can easily transition our posts from discourse, user profiles. There's integration with Kepler, like I said. We have better access to governance participation. We're all about governance, so please check that out. And we can keep our forum.regen.network custom URL, so they'll white label that for us. Yeah. Again, so the community calendar and calls, here's all your information. There's a Google Calendar link. I'll try to be better about posting that for new folks. Things always tend to be so crazy that I leave out the newcomers. So if you're listening, thank you so much for joining our community, and I'll make sure that I post the link to the calendar. And yeah, we do this community call every 2 weeks, and the next community call will be on the 24th of November 2021. So yeah, let me check the time. So we've got about 12 minutes. If anybody has okay, yeah, if anybody has some questions. Oh, that's a good point. So I'm looking in the chat here, and Will wanted to point out that there are some other region pairs on Osmosis. That's a good call. I totally forgot about that. So definitely, yeah, pool 548. Check that out. I'm gonna get on there and I'll add that to our market data for next call.
Yeah,
Paul's got a yeah,
I'd
go
like
ahead.
to hop in with a question.
Sure.
And I guess also just to comment on that pool, it's also incentivized by e-money. So you get NGM as well as osmosis rewards in that pool. And I guess the question is, I was reading over the signaling proposal forum thread, the thriving discussion. There's, like 60 posts in there. Just as an aside, one thing that I realized that I guess I hadn't even known about the mechanics of validator versus delegator voting is it sounds like there's like a mutual override in the SDK as far as last vote is kind of the final vote, as in a delegator was concerned that Aki Takat had cast their vote right near the end of the window, and they had vote one way, and then it got reversed because they were delegated to someone that was voting alternately. And I was just wondering if anybody that understands the particulars of the Cosmos SDK could say anything about the kind of specifics of seniority in voting in delegators versus validators. Like, is it basically like whoever votes last gets the final vote, or I'd yeah, oh, it looks like Greg, you're chiming in here.
Apologies, I thought it's a different issue.
Oh, okay. I mean, I know a little bit about it. I should be better versed on this, but I do believe, so I know that this portion is correct. I don't know whether or not how the seniority part, like timing wise, works, but basically if you've delegated to somebody, then they cast your vote for you. However, you do have the ability to override that vote. So I'm not sure if that happens, that has to happen after or before. So in my mind, it seems like, and I haven't chimed in on it, but in my mind, it seems like if you've cast your own vote, then that overrides your validator's vote, no matter when it happens. So I think in this case, that stakeholder actually did keep their vote. So there's just maybe a little bit of confusion about how exactly that happens. That's a really good point to bring up. Yeah, I really don't know 100%, unfortunately,
Yeah,
but
I guess I had made some assumptions about how it worked, and I think the community has kind of a general understanding of it, but maybe maybe R&D or something could publish a blog post
blog.
just explaining the eccentricities of voting and kind of seniority across delegators and validators and who casts when and what happens.
That's a good idea.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I personally test this, and I can assure you that even if you vote as the delegators before or after, it doesn't change if the validator changes his mind.
Okay, so you said
So
that as
basically,
long.
the delegators is like more powerful when it comes to choice on the vote.
So the individuals is more powerful, you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
okay. Okay, yeah, that's what it seems like to me too. I mean,
great.
yeah. Okay, well, I'll do
Yeah.
some research into this and maybe I'll publish a post. And if I don't do it personally, we've got a really great group of Regeneratis now that are currently working on a post for us. So maybe that'll be a great task for them too. So community participation. Thank you for bringing that up, Will.
Mhm.
And looks like Paul, I have a question, regen v2 and importing public keys. I tried importing a public key that was created with 1 into 2, but I'm getting an error about the public key not being a valid JSON. I see that this was a Cosmos SDK change, but didn't see anything in the change log about migrating keys. And then Paul actually, or Greg, actually, you'd answered. It's an SDK change. Yeah, go if you want to talk about that, Greg.
I think that's easier. Thanks. So it is an SDK change. The public keys are not represented the way they used to be. It's a JSON object which has a base64 encoded public key in it. The easiest way to check how it looks like is to create just a random key with the v2 version of Regen. Keys, add name, and then you'll see how it looks like. It's a very different format. There is a way to directly convert between the old style and the new style. I don't think any tools have been published for this. I know that we have an internal one that we use because of other networks. I'm going to try to publish that so people have an easy way to transform between the two key styles. But for safe, and really the safest way of doing this is either you recreate your key, or if it's not your key, then you ask the multisig person to recreate the key and the key for you. If you don't have the private key and you have no way of contacting the person for the pub key, then again, I can share the internal tool that we have. It's a JavaScript website, but I don't know if I can publish it on a web page or I'll just share it in a GitHub repo. I'll figure something out.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, thank you for that. Does that answer your question, Paul?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you.
Okay.
It
Great.
would be interested in seeing that tool, but I think we'll at least try recreating the public keys first.
Okay.
Okay, I'll share it in Discord when I have something that's open.
Thank you.
Great. Awesome. That's great. We've got about 4 minutes left. Are there any other questions that I might be able to help with, or looks like we're all helping each other, which is amazing. Nothing else. Anything you'd like to add, Ryan, about the upgrade instructions or anything like that?
No, not necessarily. I think you did a great job of covering it all, and we appreciate all the feedback from the community and a little help here and there on clarifying a couple points. So I think we're all set to go, and just a matter of getting some votes in and making sure that everyone's prepared.
Yeah, I'm excited, and yeah, I mean, I guess we did gratitudes before. Yeah, so I want to thank, you know, the community, especially. You guys have been very responsive, and I can really feel the community tightening up and really becoming something. So it's really nice to see everybody lending a helping hand and working together and really tackling the important stuff. So yeah, with that being said, we've got about 3 minutes left. However, maybe I'll give those 3 minutes back to you guys. Thank you again for coming, and in 7 days is the upgrade. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Ryan or anybody. I mean, we're a big family, so we're here to help, and we want to make this a success. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on the interwebs.
Thank you, Dan. Thank
Thank
everyone.
you.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone.